Hi, we're here at the main lion doing a lion cut on a new client called Dean Martin. How cute is that? Alright, so the first thing you want to do is get his collar off. Good boy. How are you, little man? So he came in partially pelted. Mm, Almost 50% of him is pelted. So when you have a cat who has a pelted coat, there is no other option except to use a 10 blade and do a shave of your cat's coat. Sometimes when a cat comes in, if the whole back is safe and the other parts are pelted, I can go in and do different styles. You can do like the wolf lion cut, a dragon cut, things like that. But in his case, um, all of that pelting is right where we could possibly do some styles. So we're just going to go straight in with the line cut. And he's just getting acclimated. We have the heater turned on, nice and comfortable for him. He doesn't like his ears done, so we're gonna wait to do his ears till last. You never want to do anything with your cat that's going to set them off at the beginning of the grooming. So if there's parts of their grooming that you know they don't like, just hold off on doing those until later. And then we're going to try and get him started. Not too happy. So let's put a happy hoodie on. Happy hoodies are pretty amazing cat hack. They may or may not work to make things better, but it's always worth having one to just try. Um, and then, of course, that can be used for any part of your cat's grooming. So the full lion cut here at the main lion means he's going to get the lion tail as well. Usually we will ask the owner whether they want to keep the tail natural or go straight into the lion tail. We always give that option, especially if they're planning on growing their cat's coat out again, and that maybe this is just a learning curve with not realizing just how quickly a cat's coat can mat up. We usually let the owner know that we'll remove a pelt once, but then we do offer free maintenance every Wednesday evening where they can bring their cat in to help prevent that from happening again. Through tutorials, we'll ask the owner to bring their grooming tools in, and we can go over all of the different uh, techniques and tools that can be used to help prevent this from happening again in the future. And one of the biggest problems that a lot of pet owners have is they say the cat won't let them do anything as far as keeping the coat free from matting because they won't let them comb them or brush them. Well, have you tried the Happy Hoodie yet? So right now we have the Happy Hoodie and the heater going, that little space heater, and he seems pretty content. He's not really objecting or resisting at all. I think he kind of knows maybe that I'm trying to help him. Some cats figure it out, but this may actually be to their advantage to cooperate because I'm doing something that they would not normally be able to help themselves or fix themselves. So, it's in their best interest to cooperate and work with the groomer. So, cats are a lot smarter than I think people give them credit for. So, yeah. All right, so all that's done. I'm going to go in and set his name. Good boy. And then we're going to get him in the tub and see what's happening with him in water. See how he reacts to water. One of the first things we usually try to establish with every new client is whether they're a shower cat or a bath cat or both, because then that will determine what techniques are used in the bath. Wow, wow. Wow, wow. He's a cute little, cute little guy. Not so little. Just the hardest part is where that pelting is really close to the skin. Wow. Wow, wow. We're kind of doing a cat dance right now. Wow, wow. He's got such a pretty tail. Yes, you do. Good boy. Oh, he's going to position himself, which is a really, really good sign. When a cat positions themselves, that's gold. That means this is their way of consenting. This is how they want to be groomed for now, until they change their mind. So he could change his mind quite quickly, especially once I start to get to those pelted areas. Wow, 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 wow. Oh, you're so cute. You're so cute. Yes, you are. You want that off your head? He's like, yes, please. Right this way. Let's see if he'll like being on this side. He's like, it's all right. Wow, 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 wow. Going to go down from the side all the way down the belly. You've got a lot better odds of navigating around those nipples if you come in from the top down. Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. We have the groomer's goop being heated right now in the towel warmer by Sharper Image. We're going to want to give him a degreasing treatment all around his mane. He's covered in lots of heavy oil. And what that'll do is just help restore his coat back to being clean and fluffy again. Hi. He's like, lady, I don't know about you. He's like, where's my martini? Cute cat. Usual. All right, so mommy's watching, I think. Yep. Mommy's one of the people watching live. Say hi, Ma. So, this is a great position for a cat, but it doesn't allow you to get in and around those tricky areas. So we're going to do that three finger scruff. No, we're not. So we're going to dance. We're just going to keep dancing. Cat dancing means you're just kind of working as the cat's moving around. The whole point of dancing with the cat is just to make sure that clipper continues to keep working. All right, let's put this back on. So the intended purpose of this happy hoodie is to go over the ears like that. Wow, wow, wow. We'll break for a little butt scratch. When you don't just feel so good. It just feels so good. All right, let me try his scruff. See if he's a little heavy to even be utilizing that scruff for any part of his grooming. So we're not going to use that. We could do a side scruff. I'm doing a 3-finger side scruff. So 3 of my fingers, these 3, are holding on to something behind his head. You can even hold on to the happy hoodie if you like. It's not going to do a whole lot, but I'm just holding on to fur. And then get my 3 fingers around, and then that utilizes these 2 fingers to then hold on to something like his arm. So let's try that again. 3-finger scruff, get that arm out of the way. How easy that was. Now that's just one of many, many different techniques that can be utilized when you're grooming your cat. There's lap grooming techniques. There's sound therapy techniques. There's some cats that I can't even do this on unless they're in the caddy shack back, listening to the sound of the engine. And then that is the only way that they can be groomed. So every cat's different. If mommy's watching, now's the time whether you want to change your mind, whether you want to keep your cat's tail natural or put them in the line cut. So we're going to just go ahead and do the lion, which is what was requested. I'm going to switch to my one-is-all clipper. That is my designated sanitary area clipper. I try to keep a clipper designated just for that bottom area because it's, got a bunch of stuff on it. People, who knows what's down there. Wow. Oh my God. We're going to access that from his side. Maybe. This is making him extremely nervous. He's like, what are you doing? What are you doing to my butt? I don't think so. He's like, no. That made him so nervous. All right, buddy. He's like, you're not allowed to go down there. So we are going to have to do something that we usually hold off until the bath, which is the complete opposite way most cat groomers are trained. They're trained to just take these off first. I will usually hold off until they become a nuisance. And once they become a nuisance, they come off. And they're getting to be a little bit of a nuisance because he was kind of grabbing onto me when he was getting his butt shaved. So we'll take him off now. Right. And this side. Wow. And those are gone. All right, let's go back to that. We're going to circle back around to that area that was causing him a little distress. Why? I don't think he wants his tail shaved, Mama. And he's got some stud tail underneath all of that. So, Can we keep his tail? Just wondering if we can keep his tail, because I don't think he wants me shaving that off. Let me see. Right now he's like a little puppy dog. Sometimes you have to groom a cat like a little puppy dog. All right. I'm doing that 3-finger scruff, holding on to that back paw. Wow. Looking for what works for him. What? All right, well, we'll go on to something else. Yep. Wow, 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 wow. Up you go. He's like, please let go of my arm, lady, before I have to hurt you. Cats don't want to hurt you unless you, one, don't listen to them, or two, you keep doing the one thing that they keep telling you not to do. So if a cat should start objecting to something, don't keep going after that one thing that you're trying to do. You have to stop and redirect. Don't stop the grooming, but just quickly go to a different part of the cat. Keep the grooming moving, and then circle back around. What? He's like, lady, I am just about done with you. All right, so to access those back legs, I'm going to show you the tabletop method. Scoop under the arm. Sort of the same 3-finger scruff. I'm going to grab a hold of the side of his body with my 3 fingers and then use these 2 fingers to hold his tail out of the way. And I'm going to quickly realize whether he's even going to let me do this particular technique or not within about 10 seconds. It's pretty much a nope already. Okay, that was a nope. Let's go on to the next technique, which is on the side. Still utilizing some tabletop techniques. Arm bars straight down the body. The ace up your sleeve would be the lap grooming techniques, which is about 80% effective for most people who try it. It takes an otherwise triggered cat into a much calmer state of mind. You just put them in your lap and hold them like a baby and start extending out their legs. It does take practice to do those lap grooming techniques. So just because you tried it once and it didn't really work for you, yeah, that's I wouldn't make any decisions based on just one attempt to do one lap grooming. I'm still practicing my lap grooming. Yeah, I'm gonna shock you out. You are. Foot scratch break, maybe. Let's kind of fluff out his legs. I'm gonna use my little soft slicker just to try to. He's like, no, don't touch. Don't touch. Don't touch. Don't touch. Don't touch. You don't need to do anything or get anything too perfect because we haven't even given him his bath yet. Wow. All right, let me try and see if I can get that last leg. Sure. Foot scratch. Sometimes I can get a bunch of stuff done just by scratching the cat's butt when it comes to this back area. Yeah, that didn't last too long. You don't like that. All right, that's fine. We'll leave it. All right, so he's got a bit of a stuck tail issue. If I shave that too close, it's going to look pretty horrific. So I'm going to switch to my 7F. I would love to talk this owner into keeping part of his tail. It is a lovely tail, but he's got really, really heavy stud tail. That's where I was shaving it, where you could start to see the bumps. So if you go one step higher and go to a 7F, you're going to be able to cover all of that. Excuse me. All right, let's comb that out a little bit. Wow. We're going to try to separate that tail out. I can see why she would want maybe that taken down because it's got a really heavy stud tail. It's going to be a lot easier to keep clean as well. So let's do that. But instead of shaving, we're going to do a 7F. Hey, buddy. And that stud tail usually goes down maybe a good 5 inches. You did it. Okay, you did it. All right this way, little man. Let's just redirect. Get him. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. In the tub. There. All right. I'm going to grab for that heated groomer scoop and get that started. Meow. I was told he doesn't want any of his ears being messed with. Yeah, you think you're getting petted? This will feel good because it's heated, nice and warm. You gotta turn him around. Oh my goodness. We're gonna restore his entire, you see his right ear is starting to go cauliflower, which would be why he's probably not happy with that right ear. That's That looks like the beginning stages of cauliflower ear. That's what I call it. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. All right, that's a 5 to 10 minute pre-treatment. Wow. We haven't even touched his ears yet because the owner said that they would bother him. So I don't even know what they look like inside. I can just tell from the outside deformity of the right ear that it's starting to break down. The cartilage inside is starting to break down. Good boy. And then we want to make sure that tail is being pre-treated. Real heavy stud oil there. Work that through his little plume. He's got a nice, clean, proud tail. Yeah. He's got little whites on all his feet. This will help get him nice and clean again. If you read the wording on the label of Groomer's Goop, it uses the word clean, meaning it's saying it's going to clean the coat. And a lot of people don't understand that. They think it's just a degreasing product. No, it's cleaning. In the case of a cat, all that heavy oil, that yellowing, it will help to treat the yellowing in any part of the white of the cat's coat. So this is a cleaning product. Wow. Wow. All right, so we are pretty much there. He's ice skating right now. And what that does, it gives him the handicap because I'm the groomer, right? That means he can't get out of this tub in any way, quickly or efficiently. Much like how we use slippery surfaces for our grooming table and for drying in the Caddyshack bag, everything is a slip surface for a reason. Nothing they can dig their claws into to get more ground. Before I pulled the riser out of this tub, 50% plus of my grooming was spent just trying to keep the cat in the tub, which only allowed 50% of me to do my job to wash that cat correctly. Now I can focus, 90% of my focus is now on cleaning the cat, and only 10% is given to whether that cat's going to try and leave the tub or not. So what does that do? That makes my job easier, and it gives a much better quality product. Yeah, and you're basically just outsmarting the cat. So cat grooming is a lot about outsmarting the cat. And their instincts, which can kick in. So it may not necessarily be the cat, but their instincts, which is, I guess, their subconscious mind, right? He's like, what is that? All right, so we're going to try and just get that water nice and warm. Just a little bit on a rise over there so his toes can't feel that cold water touch him. Very handy. What would be handier is if my water instantly was warm. So, good boy. You're doing great, little man. How cute is this cat? My God. Okay. So we can get started on parts of him, but allow the groomer's goop to continue to work on other parts of him. And I'm going to leave his ears for last. I may or may not do that in the tub. I may start trying to do his ears while he's in his burrito wrap. That's just a cone. He may not be happy with that on his head. If that's the case, we could try a happy hoodie. You can use a happy hoodie for any part of your cat's grooming. All right, we're touching you. Yes, we are. We're touching you. Yes, we are. We're touching you. Yeah. I'm so cute. Yes, if you know it's the end of the world. It really isn't. I know. I know. Mm. All right, we're going to start with degreasing. Two-step process for washing cats. Degrease, meaning groomer scoop if you need it, followed by a degreasing shampoo, followed by finishing shampoo. So finding a degreasing shampoo, not so easy, even for groomers. Not so easy to find. There's a couple on the market. There's a couple of favorites. Right now I am using a little bit of my F&T by Lay Pooch. Lots of groomers um, used to use that in cat grooming, but they have since kind of walked away from that product and they're on to different products. Well, what are the products that they're using? There's several. The one that I love is this one, which is the Lemongrass by Anna, which you can get in the gallon. It is a special order if you are a groomer. That site is castlebath.com. So, and it has a beautiful lemongrass smell. And then it also comes with this little bar, which is lemongrass as well. And that will get your cat's feet really, really fluffy and clean. Very similar to a Chubb's bar. This one is the only one that Anna carries, and it's specifically designed for a stud tail to help with the oily buildup. Wow. But the fragrance is just absolutely divine. If you want no fragrance, they do have the face and body shampoo. It's also tearless. So that's more of a finishing shampoo though. So you could start with the degreasing shampoo and then finish with this one. And then of course you want to do 2 lathers for anytime you're washing a cat. Wow, 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 wow. And then I have my little soft slicker. I use it as a wet tool, even though it's not a wet tool, just to separate out that fur. There's little knots or whatever. That's going to help make those boots a little bit cleaner and fluffier while they're in the bath. Good boy. Now the end result should be nothing but just clean, squeaky fur. You don't know how to test whether your cat's fur is clean or whether the cleaning or washing of your cat is finished by the touch of your fingers. That's probably one of the biggest problems in the grooming industry. There's groomers out there getting cats wet, moving shampoo around, rinsing and drying, and the cat looks like crap because they just don't understand the process. So you have to know how that cleaning works and what it should feel like at the very end. All right, and start to get down and under his chin, start rinsing out that groomer scoop. We're about ready to get his face started. Because he's so sensitive with his ears, I'm probably going to save his head for last. Yeah, we'll save that for last. probably just do the whole head and mane at the same time. So, wow, 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 wow. You're such a sweetie. Yes, you are. You're just so cute. You're just so cute. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're so cute. Phew! Run away. Good boy. Use a little bit of that soft slicker. You're not really getting it down to the, you don't want that to go down on the skin hard. You just kind of, just barely touching the surface just to release all of that fur on their boots, get it to separate, and also to help loosen up if there's any matting. Now's a good time to start doing some dematting in your cat's legs, if there is any. I usually make sure all of those boots are washed, cleaned, and restored before the cat is done with their bath. Good boy. I'm going to pick up my little safari curry, and that really does help to get that oil to release. Good boy. All right, so we have a little bit of that lemongrass by Anna degreasing shampoo froth. Just froth that a little bit more. It's really, really great way to start the bathing process. Whenever you have short hair on your cat, that is the only time I would recommend using any kind of a shampoo bar on your cat. So whether it's the short hair on their paws or if they're already in a lion cut, that's the only time I'll recommend the use of that product, because there's many, many cat owners out there who have been trying that shampoo bar, and it has caused their long hair cat to mat up during the bathing process. And because they're not experienced groomers, they didn't know how to fix it. So it just made it worse for them. Not all long hair cats, just some of them. And it's usually the ones that still have a lot of dead coat and oil trapped in the coat. So you see how he's trying to dig in. He would be a bull in a china shop if he was able to grip onto stuff and push his body weight out, but he can't. So it feels like I'm pushing on a butterfly right now. There's just no muscle, no strength. So, it's a lot easier. For whatever reason you were trying to groom a cat at high stress levels with a slippery surface, yeah, that's not something we would recommend. So all of our teachings are based on low stress cat grooming, or techniques on how to keep your cat at low stress levels. So, oh, you're just so cute. Now, normally I would just finish with the Anna face and body, but he has a lion cut, and my finishing shampoo for all of my lion cut cats is going to be a medicated shampoo. It has a hypo base to it. It's an antifungal, antibacterial, and you leave it on for about 5 minutes. And that is my go-to shampoo for all pelt removals. That pelting does tend to pull on the skin and irritate it. And if I don't treat that skin while they are here at the salon, what happens is when they go home, they could go after certain hot spots on their body. which were irritated by the pelting, that they now have access to now that the pelt has been removed. And that those hot spots on the body, that cat could have turned into a secondary bacterial infection very quickly. And then that soon turns into a vet visit. And then the vet visit is both the vet and the owner throwing you, the groomer, under the bus, blaming you for what the cat did. Well, they're sort of right. The cat made the sores and caused the secondary bacterial infection, but the groomer never treated the skin correctly while it was in the salon. So, why we would never do a pelt removal without treating the skin. All right. Yeah. You're so cute. You're just so cute. All right, let's get your back boots done. If he starts to get too mobile, I'm going to put him in the basin, which is a technique where you can get your cat to stop moving around too much. And you just put him inside a box. It is very effective. Works for most cats. And that's just putting, grabbing a big enough size basin, putting your cat inside of it. And it pretty much helps to keep them from jumping around the tub. And they start to calm down. Not all of them, but most of them. Let's get your other back boot. Good boy. Good boy. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're so cute. If it's easier, just put them in the basin and give these boots a bit of a bath instead of right now, which is more like a shower. Wow. Wow. Don't go up. He's found a way to get out. Wow. And get his tail nice and clean and fluffy again. Lots of heavy oil from a very heavy stud tail. Which is why this shampoo bar was designed. He's like, don't touch the tail meat. Gets a little sensitive from the tail touching. It's all right. I'm going to take my little wet detangler brush. It's starting to build up. Yeah, he'll be fine once I get off his tail. It was starting to build up some mats, so if you have any part of your cat's coat that's starting to build up matting, one, you could possibly try a different technique for bathing your long-haired cat. We show that every Sunday live on TikTok and on Facebook. But if it's starting to happen, you always want to have a little Beats brush handy. It's only $6 on my Groomer Smart link. It is a lifesaver. All right, so all of the dander has started to float to the surface. You probably can't see it, but it's everywhere. So let's just give that a rinse. I'm going to do one more, just because there was so much dander. This makes for the perfect finishing shampoo. This is the Lay Pooch Metacetic. All right. Let's start on your handsome face, Dean Martin. Yes, you are. You're very handsome. You're a very handsome cat. Yes, you are. I'm sorry we can't get you your martini right now. We'll get back to that later. Okay? Good boy. We're just rinsing out that groomer scoop. So whenever you see a cat groomer working, they're doing one, two, three things all at the same time. So now we're rinsing out the groomer scoop while it was working, while we were working on other parts of the cat. Now we flipped it, and now the metacitic shampoo is working while we're working on the head. That is usually a 5-minute treatment. Good boy. You get a little washcloth handy. You always want to have one of these handy when you're working on your cat's face. When you're so cute. Got lots of groomer scoops still on the dome of his head. All right, let's just go in there with whatever your favorite degreasing shampoo is. We have some of that Anna lemongrass shampoo. I like to foam mine. If you foam your shampoo, you can make it extend a lot longer. Good boy. Oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're so cute. And then I'm usually going to use that Safari Curry on the dome of the head. It's the hardest part of the head to get clean because it's just one huge oil deposit. All that oil is coming from the top of the head as well. You probably don't know that because you have a different color cat. If you had a white cat, you would start to notice all of that yellow, oily buildup. So that oil is at the top of the head, it's down the spine, it's on the base of the tail, and then usually you're going to see a lot of oil yellowing on the paws of your cat because they're constantly cleaning their face with their front paws. Good boy. Oh, you're so cute. Just a little brush by the little pals. Cute little grooming tool. They make really adorable little grooming tools, almost like doll tools, but it's actually quite effective. It feels good, and it's perfect for grooming around those hard to clean areas, all in and around the ears. There's a little deep well behind each ear, and if you don't get in there and clean that correctly, they'll always look um, oily. So let's rinse. Just checking his body. All of that dander has risen again, but only this time I think it should release. All right, we got nothing but really clean, squeaky fur on his coat, which is a really great sign. That means that the degreasing shampoo did work. And now we're ready for the finishing. What's the finishing? I'm using the Face and Body Tearless by Anna because you can get right up into that face and get instant lather right on those cheeks. Very hard to get that kind of a lather on one of the hardest areas to clean on a cat, which is their cheek. That cheek is just right up next to all the eye discharge, ear discharge, what they're eating, what they're rubbing up against. And the Anna just gives you instant clean, instant lather. It is the perfect finishing shampoo, especially for anyone who doesn't want any kind of a fragrance on their cat. There's no fragrance. Good boy. You need it. You can get. Good boy. And rinse. You did it. You're doing it. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. You're doing it. We're done. Just got to get him completely rinsed off. face is going to be a little tricky, but we have something for that. We have some heated bottles of rinse water where we can go up a little bit closer than we would normally be able to do with this sprayer. So when you do any of that rinse heating water, you want to just check the heat of that water first before you put it on your cat. And this will pinpoint that rinse water a little bit better so you're no longer dousing the head, eyes, ears, nose, and it feels good. I use the Sharper Image towel warmer. It's shaped like a box, so you can fit a lot of things in it. The only problem with it is you cannot allow any kind of plastic to touch the side or it will melt the plastic. As long as you keep the bottle away from the side, it will just heat it up and give it a nice warm ambient temperature. Very comfortable for the cat. If you try to fill up these bottles before the bath, by the time you get to the part where you're rinsing, it's gone cold. So, yes, you did it. This has a longer extension of where that rinse water is going, and that would come in handy if you're working in and around an area on a cat's face where they have a hairpin trigger to want to bite. So you always want to keep your fingers far away from a cat's teeth if they happen to have that trigger and want to bite anything that comes up close to their mouth. Good boy. And we're rinsing. You did it. Yes, you did. Yes, you did. Yeah, you're all done. Good boy. And we're done. All right. Good boy. That was probably one of the sweetest new clients I've ever had the pleasure of in a very long time. He's just super, super sweet, super, super adorable. I just pushed the screen and I'm getting comments. I didn't know they were there. Do what you think is best, Dean's mommy. Oh, okay. Well, I was going to keep the tail until I realized just how heavy the stud tail was. So I decided to go in with the 7F blade, which leaves the fur a little bit longer. Because if you do shave a tail with the 10 blade, it exposes what happens with the skin area on a stud tail cat. So if you go with the 7F, it raises the fur a little bit longer and hides it. So we went with that, and that will help to eliminate that problem area grease spot on his tail, make it easier to deal with. Right. Good boy. Right this way. Up we go. He's a big cat. Big cat. Hey, love. Let me see your face. There you go. Okay, right this way. There. So all of this came off of him earlier. He was pelted. I'm going to try and just get that towel to towel dry him. Usually you can bypass any kind of heavy dryers. I see groomers all the time reaching for a velocity dryer on a lion cut cat, and I mean, sure, that's fine. But I'm going to just show you how easy it is to dry this cat with a line cut, just using a simple space heater and some towel techniques. I do tend to blow out the boots at the very end. Yep. So getting those boots nice and fluffy and dry, kind of important. Otherwise, he's got whites on all of his paws, and if I send him home wet, within an hour of getting home, all of his little white paws are going to be brown. Not not because you have a dirty home. It's just natural that he's going to start to pick up things on the floor, and if the fur is dry, that's not going to happen. So we will fluff out the cat at the very end, but doing it right now, not necessary. You can see he's just sitting here. He has absolutely no reaction to that heat coming from that space heater, nor would any cat have a reaction to it. All right, let's see that tail. Kind of fluff that back out again. It was really starting to clump up and get way down from that whole area there, which he did have a heavy stud tail. Yeah, see how comfortable that is. All right, that's a kind of a slow technique to dry your cat with, but very effective for low stress grooming. So if you're not in a hurry, that should work just fine. That will dry this area in 5 minutes. And then you can go back over the whole body. And by the time you get to the mane, it's already half dry as well. Now is when I was going to go in and do some ear cleaning, but I think I'm going to hold off on that. I'm pretty sure that's going to get him to go spiral downhill if I were to go near his ears right now. So we're just going to leave that alone. He's really content. Let's just show you one more drying technique that'll speed the process up, but it's still not a heavy, scary instrument. So I usually show people how to do the do-it-yourself stand dryer. That's by going to the lighting section in any Home Depot or Lowe's and ask for the wide base utility electric contractor clamp light. That's a clamp. And it does not come with a bulb. It just comes with a cord. You take the cord out and then you just clamp your hair dryer that you already have at home like that. And now you have a do-it-yourself stand dryer with a little bit more power and a little bit more speed. But still, you're able to groom your cat at low stress levels. So, and then you just put that on low. And then the third option is, of course, the Shampoo hair dryer, pet dryer. It comes with a variable speed and a heating option as well. So cute. He's really just in a really happy place right now. Yes, you are. Let's start his eyes. So I'm going to grab for the pink paw pal. That's the eye and face cleaner. That's the one I'm currently using. To give his eyes a little bit of a wipe. You can also do the nostrils. I usually just put this over the fingernail. You're going to need that fingernail to just kind of get up in there a little bit. See if there's any kind of debris stuck in there. All right, done with that. So if I were to walk away right now, I honestly I don't think Dean Martin is going to move. He's just so content and so chill right now. His mane, what part was um, getting blown on by that space heater is already 100% dry. See? Good boy. Take this off. Not change anything. There you go. All right, he's dry. So the mane is just almost 100% dry. The body is dry. I can start the process of redoing his body. That did not take long at all. There's no need to pick up a velocity dryer and point it at a cat, especially after a night. After the once you get to the towel wrap stage of a cat, they just go into a zone, and they're just so comfortable and so relaxed, and they just feel good. And then you're gonna blast them with a velocity dryer. You gotta put your mind in the mind of the cat, and if you put that forward and lead with that and put that in front of what you normally would think to do next or what you're used to doing next, you'll understand that that is not the time to turn on that velocity dryer. If that's how you do it, fine. Would that be what Dean Martin wants right now? I can guarantee you it's not. So you usually how about if you start listening to your client, because you know, they're the boss. You work for them, right? They're the ones who are paying you. So why don't you ask your client what they want? There's a new thought when it comes to cat grooming. The cat's pretty good about telling you what they like and what they don't like. He had some issues with his bath, but I would say that eventually there may be a way to get him to enjoy his bath a little bit better. We haven't even used any of the bubble bath techniques with him. Who knows? Maybe he's more of a bubble bath kind of cat. So, but anyway, oh, you're so cute. Oh, you're just so cute. Oh, you want your martini now? He's like, yes, please. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, at this stage, where the boots are all wet, the tail is wet, at this stage, in some salons, the cat goes back in the carrier and they're asking the owner to come to pick up the cat. So I could technically say, okay, I'm done, see you, bye. But if you're bringing your cat to a trained cat groomer, they are going to finish and put your cat back in the carrier once the cat is dry 100%. They're not going to put that cat back in the carrier until your cat is dry 100%. So if you're looking for a trained cat groomer, there is a link in my bio, themainlion.live. It will show you where the nearest cat groomer is or groomer who's studying to be a cat groomer. So there's a lot of students out there. It is a learning process. You don't just learn it overnight. It does take practice. It does take hours. I'm 10,000 hours in, 10,000 cats in, 10,000 hours plus in when it comes to cat grooming. So anyway, Mom, I know Mommy's watching, so he will be ready for pickup in 10 minutes. Um, and you come back anytime. And he did absolutely amazing. And actually, you better make it 15 because those ears are going to take a little bit of time. So But I won't do that until the very, very end. So again, if there's a part of your cat's grooming that they just do not like, don't start with that. Wait till the very end. That way you can get your cat through an entire grooming at very little fuss and muss. And then whatever you have to do at the very end, um, fine, but try and do it as quickly as possible. And if you have the second person there, maybe bribe them with a little chew treat so they're more interested in the treat than they are of whatever it is you're trying to do. Okay? All right, thanks for joining me, and we'll be back again soon. Take care, guys.